All right, it's fine.
All right, I think Neji just beats him in hand to hand and touches him and gives that nigga a heart attack.
Why do you think he beats him in hand to hand?
Because when he was first fighting Lee in his base form with just his drunken fist style, he was like, this shit is too unpredictable. Moreover, it's too fast. And Rock Lee, a faster version of Rock Lee, was like, I need gear. Sorry, too much One Piece. I need the fifth gate in order to beat Neji. So I think Neji could react to and fight anything below that. Otherwise, it wouldn't necessitate the fifth gate.
Okay. We can talk about the statement first.
Sure.
So So do you think that him getting drunk
Sakazuki! Do you remember me?
Yeah, bro. Anyways, do you think him getting drunk is like any kind of increase in speed?
No.
All right, then if the main thing like occurring there is just going to be some increase in the unpredictability of the guy's moves, not an increase in speed, and he doesn't make the remark before, all that he's emphasizing with that statement is that, okay, now he is too unpredictable to be moving this fast, right? It's not that, his
That's
speed is
not what he
anything.
says.
Yeah, it is. You can get the
No, it's
statement.
not. He says moreover. Do you know what moreover means?
Uh, yeah, but you can tell me if you have a different interpretation of that.
Moreover just means like for a different reason, or this reason carries more usage. Like if I were to be like, my girlfriend is very pretty. Moreover, she has a fat fucking ass. That means that I care about her being pretty, sure. But more to the case, her butt cheeks are gigantic. So
Yeah, I'm
what you're
saying that.
saying is, go ahead.
Yeah, so all I'm taking it to mean is that the predictability of the dude, right, is emphasized by how fast he's moving, right? Obviously,
No, that's
we're
not what he
gonna
says. They're two separate statements. That's why he says moreover.
no, but
Moreover means, go ahead.
does it always have to be some separate clause? Like I don't think
Yes,
that
that's what
has
more.
to be
That's
the
what
case.
moreover means.
I think it could just be like I don't. We can get
No, that's what
my boss
moreover
man
means.
Chat GPT.
Chat GPT. We have to stop doing this. We
We
have to
gotta
stop
get
doing
my
this.
boss
You
man
have
Chat
to. You
GPT.
have to speak for yourself, bro.
Nah,
Like
I don't know. We just have some basic like
it's not a.
differential.
There's no differential. Words have meanings. Truth. Yeah, you would think you would know that because
Obviously,
that's your name, right? Truth
yep.
seeker, isn't that your name? Right. So we just go by the
Oh,
definition of the word. We can just look at what
oh,
moreover
sure.
means. Right. And moreover often implies a stronger or more significant addition than furthermore. But
Yeah,
both
I see.
furthermore and moreover are both adverbs used to add information. That's what the words mean.
Yeah,
So
I'm
it's
saying
not
it could be extrapolating upon the first thing that's emphasized, which is this unpredictability and like I guess how it's affecting the fight. And he's saying, well, I have an issue with the unpredictability, but the reason this issue is stemming is because he's too fat or he's too
right.
fat.
I mean, we've gone over this like two or three. You're just not
Yeah.
like, you're just
No, you just
ignoring.
said that it's additive. I just told you what it's adding to.
Right, it's not adding to that. It's a different reason. It's reasonings. So it's like a what would be the word? A category and then a subcategory, right? The category is things that make it so Rock Lee is overwhelming Kimimaru. The subcategories are unpredictability and his speed.
Okay, well, I don't think your definition suffices the position that
It's
you're
not
trying
what
to
my
have. Let's
definition.
chill, chill,
It's
chill,
not what my
chill.
definition
No, no,
is.
no.
I'm not. I
Chill,
can't
chill,
chill because you're
dude.
trying to say it's my
Oh my
definition. It's not my
god.
definition. It's what words mean.
Help, bro. It's advanced dead boy. Okay. Basically what I'm trying to tell you is that, before the definition or whatever, I don't think it suffices. And I think that this overwhelming category or whatever you try to use, I think it could be overwhelming, huge category, and then a subcategory, right, of unpredictability. And then another subcategory of that. I don't see any issue with that interpretation. And I don't think the
Right. The
definition
issue
you gave,
is that furthermore and moreover mean that the two are separate.
well, that's
Like
going to be circular. I don't think
you
your
can't.
definition, chill, chill, chill. I don't think your definition, I don't think your definition established that. So we can conclude if you want.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay. I'm fine with that.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. We can move on to the next point.
So what was your second point?
My second point is that means that Kimimaru or Neji is superior to every form of Lee that isn't the fifth gate.
Superior in how so? Like speed and strength.
Overall, Lee thinks that fourth gate Lee would lose to fifth gate Lee. Or excuse me, that was dumb as fuck. He thinks that fourth gate Lee would lose to Neji. Otherwise, it wouldn't necessitate the fifth gate and his super hyper mega technique, which he said was specifically he was saving for Neji.
Yeah. Do you think isn't like my fault if I'm not like the most well versed? I haven't read the shit in a long time, but basically what he was saying was like isn't it like some technique or whatever the fuck that he needs to like beat Neji?
Yes,
Yeah, and the only way to access the technique is the gates, right?
correct.
So do you think it could be some AP thing, or something like I guess kind of technique specific rather than
I don't know.
yeah, I don't think it has to be like in reference to overall capabilities. So
I
I
mean, it
think
is
maybe
overall capabilities
you know,
because he thinks
I was
anything
saying
before that would lose to Neji.
yeah, I was saying that it might be some technique specific thing and how technique would maybe affect Neji opposed to the idea that oh yeah, Neji can outspeed or keep up with these other forms as well.
So here's the thing. It's clobbering time. Rock Lee's a punch kick merchant, and Neji is also a punch kick merchant. So their techniques, quote unquote, either way are going to be close range quarters combat. So it's not like Neji has the gate closer or the rock smasher. They're just gonna fist fight each other.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
Lee is like Neji's gonna out fist fight fourth gate Lee.
I mean, aren't the gates also kind of limited on time as well?
Sure, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
so I'm like,
yeah,
okay,
limited
if
by
he
how
needs
much you
just chill.
can
So I'm
withstand
like,
your
okay, if he
durability.
needs, hold on, chill. I'm saying that,
I am chill.
okay,
You just asked me
well,
a
if
question. I
he's,
answered it. Is
wait,
that
wait,
did you not
all
want
I
to answer
needed
it?
there was like the yes or I didn't really
Well,
give
no,
you.
no, no. You don't get to choose right and my answer. You asked me a question. I'm going to answer it. But go on.
Oh yeah, but I'd prefer if it was yes or no. But
I'm sure
anyways,
that's what you would prefer.
it
I'm
doesn't matter.
sure.
It doesn't matter, dude.
I'm sure
Okay.
that's what you prefer.
What was I gonna say? Okay, so if there's some kind of time limit on the gates here, and if we know that this specific technique is what he's looking for, he's looking for this specific thing. It may just be, the output that or the output of said technique or whatever the fuck that he needs to, one shot Neji, right? So the gates don't 1 hour, something like that, opposed to the idea that, oh yeah, he can keep up with everything before. Because maybe he can't keep up,
It's
but those
possible. It's not
yeah,
probable.
really. No, no, no. I'll give you probability behind it as well. So
Oh,
the
go
reason that I
crazy.
do think this is probable is because of the fact that Neji is emphasized to be some defensive genius or whatever. And in a lot of the fights we see, the guy has high, very, very high durability. We see the guy get multiple holds through him. He's still standing up and fighting. Like, what the fuck? Right. So this might be a guy you just have to take out in one shot.
Right. And Neji, or he thinks that there's no way of beating him outside because we know that the only time he started feeling strain was in the fucking fourth gate and above. So he can use the first, second, and third gate with no strain. Fourth gate, he started straining. Fifth gate, he wasn't able to fight much longer after that. Agree?
Uh, Wait, hold on. Repeat that real quick.
The first three gates he was able to use completely fine. The first gate literally restores your stamina and puts you at I think 120%, like it's fucking you hit a black flash. The second gate, another amp on top of that. Third gate, another amp on top of that. Fourth gate is when he started feeling fatigue. That's when he hit and blitzed Gara, and the reason that he wasn't able to kill him in the first blitz was because of his arm straining. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So all up until that point, we know that he can just blitz you over and over and over and over again. He hit Gara multiple times, and it was only after he tried to finish the very last part of his super combo did he start to feel strain. So if it's the case that Neji wouldn't be able to react, because ultimately Neji got fucking one shot by Naruto. I think getting a hole blown through you is a different kind of durability than getting punched in the head and your brain rattling around. Your brain rattling around in your head is just going to knock you out versus getting stabbed in the thigh. You can stay conscious pretty easy. So I think off rip that proves that Neji is fighting a faster version of Lee, and then the gates amps you multiple times over. It's stated dozens of times over in the data book, and I can get that for you. Um, so yeah, let me just grab that. So I just think that the stat gap already between Neji and Kimimaru is too massive for Kimimaru to not just get touched and then one shot by the gentle fist.
I mean, like, how do I put it? So I don't know how. Like, okay, I agree that getting hit in your head and having your brain rattle around, that's definitely different than getting a hole blown through you. In terms of, I guess, like the durability you would showcase there, I guess you could say. But I'm very unsure about, does Naruto even have, because I'm pretty sure this was like the Amp Naruto, and it was also off guard Neji. But does this Naruto even have like the same fucking durability, or not durability, the same AP that Lee would have in like his third or second or fourth gate or whatever the fuck? And then I know the gates amp you like dozens of times. I just think that the Kurama amp that was going on there, along with the
Yeah,
idea that
the
the
Kurama
dude was
amp should have been about like the fifth gate level.
the fifth gate level in
Yeah,
terms of AP.
because
Wait,
Neji was still alive and still able to, like, he just wasn't able to move and fight anymore. And Rock Lee was like, "You'll need an attack about this level to beat or to beat Neji."
I'll see that state, or you don't have to send the one that's like dozens of times. You could just send that statement.
Yeah, I just sent it. I just sent the which statement? Because I just sent the dozens of times statement already. Which one did you want?
This you said you'll need an attack at about this level. I didn't.
Yeah, the one to, like, that's what we're talking about originally. The I need this attack to beat Neji. The fucking, I forget what it's called off my head. The Hidden Lotus.
Yeah.
He said I
All right.
need
All
this
right.
attack to beat Neji. So I think that any attack before that wouldn't beat Neji. So I think he has to at least be, in terms of AP, relative to fifth gate Lee or above.
Oh, okay. That's fine in terms of AP. I'm just, yeah. I'm just saying, Wait. So I don't get. Wait, tie it back. Then I don't see how this defeats what I'm saying. Then.
It doesn't defeat what you're saying. You were like, I don't know how strong he is, and I was like, he has to be at
Oh.
least this level or above. I
Oh.
was
Okay.
giving my
Okay. Okay.
opinion.
All right. All right. And then, wait. So just to kind of stay on the main thing here. Like, how did you kind of address what I said about, there's a time limit here. He has to defeat him within the time
I just
constraint.
think that the time limit wouldn't come into play before the comparison of stats, and the comparison of stats is the main thing I'm worried about.
Okay.
Like, him showing that his arms start to tire out after he throws multiple attacks doesn't really, like, I agree he gets tired. Like, there's no counter to that. I agree. But I think that Neji being able to go band for band with that, and to the point where he's like, I wouldn't be able to beat him in this time. I would need to fucking go to the fifth gate, proves my point. It proves the case that I'm trying
No,
to
I
make.
don't. I actually think it's probably worse for you then. So if we agree
Sure.
that these gates are going to be amping him dozens and dozens and dozens of times or whatever, like with each gate that he's opening, or dozens, whatever you want to use there, right?
Sure.
Um, if he's saying, well, I need to go to the fifth gate, and we already know he's gotten like like a shit ton of times stronger.
Mhm.
Like I don't really think that it would be like some kind of difference in speed. It's literally just the output, and he needs the technique. Like he just needs the AP to kill him. And then his speed. I'd also just say he's also just kind of portrayed to be like the fastest Genin or whatever, like just narratively throughout. If that's the case, then I definitely don't think there's some, not I would say, yeah, there's some big gap in speed between the Neji, yeah, like Neji or whatever, and then him in the gates,
You can think
third,
that if you
second, or
want, but that's not what Rock Lee himself says. I mean, I don't care what you think, to be honest with
yeah,
you.
I've already kind of. I'm just saying that. So, given what the narrative implies, given how the gates are going to amplify him dozens of times, right?
Sure.
I
Mhm.
don't think he'd be relative to his
It
base
doesn't matter
self.
what you
And I'm
think.
saying that base self is narratively portrayed. I mean, you can
Right.
keep saying that, but I'm telling you,
Narratively, like, okay, sure,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. And then I'm saying that base self is narratively portrayed to be the fastest, right? I definitely don't think, along with the narrative implications that Lee's some not Lee, Neji is some durability guy. I
Of course,
definitely
me
don't
either.
think, yeah, I definitely don't think that it's going to be in reference to, some kind of issue with speed or anything like that.
I mean, listen, buddy. If they both do CQC, okay, and Neji's not a durability guy, right? If if Lee is just able to ragdoll him, and you think he's massively above in stats, what would that say?
I think he's above
Think
in
about it
like
logically. Think about it logically. If if you think his base form is faster than him relative to him in stats, and then he's getting dozens of times stronger, then logically it would mean, well,
oh shit, bro! I thought you were about to finish it.
no,
Yeah,
I was asking you a question.
yeah. I mean, in a vacuum, like what we can infer is probably that the
A
guy's just gonna.
vacuum.
Yeah. In a vacuum, what we can infer is that, oh yeah, the
You
guy's gonna
wait,
slam him.
wait a second, wait a second before you continue. You think that outside of a vacuum there are situations where 10 times 5 doesn't equal 50?
Nope.
Okay, so not in a vacuum. So
I,
just
I'm
overall.
saying that I'm saying how it affects like would be very
Well,
different
truth, you just said
insofar as
that his stats in base should be relative to Neji's and his speed faster. So if he's getting if it's 5 to 6 and then one of them is getting multiplied by 12, regardless of the vacuum, the result's still going to be the same.
when I
Just
say
to be
that his
clear.
stats, when I say like his stats, I just mean like okay, his fucking speed. Like
So you
for
mean only
example,
his speed.
I mean that's kind of what I was referencing there because all I'm
Okay,
trying to
so
do is say.
you think only Lee's speed is relative to
I
Neji's.
mean, I don't have to make that claim. I'm just saying that's
I'm just
all I
asking you a
need
question.
to.
Are you saying that? Because I'm asking you specifically about their stats because you said stats earlier. So if you're clarifying, I'm
Yeah,
asking you what your clarification is. Like there's no trap here. We can't continue the conversation unless you fucking
yeah.
answer. Okay,
All I was
cool.
saying is
Appreciate
like
it.
his speed is probably relative or above, but I wasn't saying like that's the only stat that's relative because I just would kind of be agnostic there.
Sure.
Um, but yeah, so if that's the case and then he gets a bunch of times faster, it should just
Hmm.
follow that he should be blitzing him. But because that doesn't
Correct.
follow, there's probably a difference in like AP or whatever.
Right, right,
Needs
right.
to be figured out.
And there's probably a difference in speed too, because he says that Neji would be able to respond to the fourth gate. I can't beat Neji in the fourth gate.
No, all that means is that Neji would have the durability to last until
Well,
the.
you just agreed he's not a durability head.
No, I didn't. I said that if
What?
you're saying
Okay.
no. So what you said is if he's not a durability yet, but earlier I guess your substantiation for this was like, okay, Naruto punched him in his head and like he fell or whatever. I don't think that's any indication of him not being like a durability yet. And you said that Naruto's relative to fifth gate anyway, so that could just align with what I'm saying.
Right, and fifth gate knocked him out.
Yeah. Okay. So that
Okay,
just
cool.
means
Appreciate it. We're on the same page then. So that means that what I said was right.
no, that
You just
I don't.
agreed with me. You
Dude,
just said
dude,
yes.
wait. What are you talking? This doesn't mean what you're saying is right. I'm
I
so
said that the fifth gate and the QB amped Naruto that fought Neji are relative to each other, and you just agreed. You just said yes.
in terms of AP. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
that hasn't
That's what I'm
that
saying.
hasn't
Yes,
been
I
my
agree.
disagreement. What the fuck?
Oh,
That hasn't been my.
truth. What are you hopped up about? I'm just saying. Okay, so we agree. You're like, yeah, I agree. Rah! Like, what are we doing? Just
I
relax. You're
you
chilling. Don't
I,
listen. Don't listen to Saka. Don't listen to Sakaduki. Don't listen to
bro.
him.
That
Ignore him.
hasn't been my disagreement.
Okay, I'm right. That's what I
Yeah.
right. And I just said
uh,
we agree. So there's no point in us sticking on this for any time. All I'm just
yeah.
saying
Hold
is,
on. I don't think.
okay.
Yeah. I don't think that's any indication of him not being a durability yet because I'm just saying there's other stuff in the narrative like him having the best defensive capabilities and things of that nature.
Because of techniques that he has.
I don't think it has to be just because of techniques, unless it's like specifically specified. They
Yes,
just say
it's specifically specified. His 8 trigrams rotation is called his impenetrable defense. I'll get it for you.
also, even if that is stated, I'm pretty sure there's other
Oh, hold on.
statements.
Let's pause. Let's pause. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. I don't like to, even if that is, I don't like doing that.
Are y'all talking? Or
Yeah, I'm
No,
getting my little
scan.
scanny scan. I'm actually looking at the scan right now. I don't see the he's perfect at defense thing that you're talking about.
Send it.
It says that his abilities are just really well balanced. Looking scans. So I'm not really sure what you're talking about. Because it's the reason that he has perfect defense is his techniques. He doesn't have like he's not Choji.
Yeah, here I can find it for you.
Sure.
Yeah,
settle
bro.
down.
Oh, I found it. His defense is perfect. Hold on. Hold on.
This nigga cropping the scan right now. I know he is.
Check scans.
I'm pretty sure in the next page he talks about the rotation. What chapter is that?
Let me see. I got it from a scan server. One moment.
I got it. Hey, see, that's why them scan servers dangerous. They don't fucking add the context, dumbass niggas. Let me find that shit.
Chapter 100.
All right, read Naruto Online, chapter 100.
Hmm.
Here you go.
Uh, and then he does some like basic attacks and stuff.
Yeah, so they never touch him. So his defense isn't his durability. His defense is his skill in combat.
Mm.
Like his defense, like there are multiple ways to defend yourself. Like you understand that if I defend myself with the gun, that's not the same as defending myself with my arms. So my arms aren't gonna upscale from that. Like the thing that gives him good defense is his skill in combat and his Byakugan and the techniques that he has.
I mean, yeah. I mean, do you think like I agree, but not like for this specific instance, obviously, but yeah, I'm just saying I agree with your analogy or whatever, but I'm pretty sure there's like even more instances of this guy just being kind of talked up for his capabilities. But if we want to say like,
Right, his
okay,
skill.
if we're gonna say it's like all skill or whatever, do you think it's to the point where his skill can like make up for really big gaps in speed? I mean, I still think my interpretation holds as long as
I
the
mean,
narrative.
that's
Wait,
not.
so
That's
I would,
literally impossible.
yeah. So I would just say my interpretation still holds, even if the durability stuff doesn't, because the fact that like because of the narrative stuff I posited earlier about Lee just being faster in
Right,
base.
you can
Yeah.
sure you can. We talked about narrative. I told you that Lee just straight up disagrees with you. Like narrative, this narrative is reading the story, and in the story, Lee says, "I need to be faster than Fourth Gate to beat Neji." So, I mean, I think you niggas rely on the word narratively as like a buzzword, but narrative is the story, and in the story, Lee said this. So I don't really give a fuck about what you said narratively. But
In the story, he says he needs to be faster or he needs a
he
technique.
says, Mike Guy, the nigga who taught him the technique, says this is the shit that he was saving against Neji, and then and then Lee says I was saving this technique for Neji, which means he
Uh,
would need that technique to beat Neji, and he didn't want to show it to Neji for who knows. Wink, wink to the
um.
camera.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't really think that matters because I'm saying because of the idea that he is going to be relative or slightly faster, we can then use that to contextualize the statement. That's why I said the durability stuff doesn't really have to hold because we can just use the
Yes,
first
it
stuff.
does because if he was speed blitzing him and able to just ragdoll that nigga, that's like Neji's whole defense is not getting ragdolled. Like Neji's whole defense is not getting touched. So if he can touch that nigga, the defense, like not, like what you're saying doesn't matter. Logically, what you're saying doesn't follow. If like logically speaking, if all he needed was fourth gate and Lee and Neji wouldn't be able to tag him, the fight
Mhm.
would be over. There is no fight. He wouldn't have anything to worry about. He wouldn't need to access another amp along with a super hidden technique. Like what you're saying doesn't follow, nigga.
No, no. Okay, dude. We can if like you feel like I kind of repeat myself here, we can just kind of wrap it up. But like, okay, I guess I would just say I don't think there's a bunch of fucking expected evidence needed for like the durability stuff that I was positing. Like I think this could be the expected evidence. And then I don't think that he has to say, "Oh yeah, I need the gates to beat him," and it has to be in reference to, this idea that he needs the gates to outspeed him. I just think that he could say, "Oh yeah, I need the gates to access this AP. I need the gates to access this stuff that I can use to beat him." Which is going to be referential to the technique. And then I don't think like a specific technique would
Proof can
even
you repeat
be
it?
needed.
By the
Wait,
way,
just to be clear, I don't think
proof.
a specific technique would be needed. We can also use this. I don't think a specific technique would be needed unless it was some AP thing. Like, because if not, then he could just punch him and it'd be over.
Right. Looking scans. It directly says that it's specifically a speed thing. The reverse lotus, a series of taijutsu performed with such speed that the attacker is untouchable. And this is the technique that he was saving against Neji. So this is why I think that he needed that. He needed that speed in AP.
I mean, okay, this is a description of the technique, right? The technique.
Correct.
Yeah. So what the technique aims to do is just ensure that the attacker is safe and untouchable. But I think you'd also agree that what the technique does in terms of AP or whatever is it'd be yo. What the technique does in terms of AP is also like really, really good because I'm pretty sure
Right. Well,
earlier.
pause,
Wait,
pause,
chill,
pause,
chill.
pause, pause,
I
pause,
was gonna
pause,
say
pause, pause,
I'm
pause,
pretty
pause, pause,
sure.
pause, 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 pause.
Wait.
You said that this technique has nothing to do with speed. I don't give a fuck about anything else except for this technique saying it's focused around speed. I don't want to hear anything else. There is no logicianing to be done. It says the opposite of what you said it did.
Oh, okay. What if the reason the attacker, or okay, not even what if, I'm pretty sure when he used the reverse lotus the first time or is about to use it against Sasuke, dude, he like pulls up and tells him the technique is too dangerous. Do you think it's too
That's the
dangerous
that's
because
the that's the it's too late. It's too dangerous because after the technique is done, your body's fucked.
after the technique, why was he about to use it on Sasuke before the tuning exams? Then I don't think that makes sense.
Foreshadowing, nigga. Nigga said narrative until a fucking narrative device showed up. Foreshadowing.
Oh no, there's no need for foreshadowing of the reverse lotus.
Yes, there is.
Why?
Because otherwise it would be an ass pull. That would just be bad storytelling if you were just pulling attacks out.
I don't think it would be an ass pull. And then we
Do you know
also
what
have
an ass
other.
pull is? No. Define ass pull.
Yeah, ASPL is just going to be something that's specifically, you know,
We've never
put,
heard of before.
yeah, sure.
Okay, so if we hadn't heard of the Hidden Lotus before, it would be a what?
Or wait, it would be an ASPL generally speaking, but I don't think.
Okay.
Wait,
Nope,
I
nope,
don't think.
okay.
Yeah, I don't think that in a case where we have these new characters introduced, and it's the case that okay, we actually don't know
Are
anything
you being
about.
serious?
Oh yeah, I'm being very serious.
I don't
If
think
we
you're
have
being
new
serious.
characters,
I
if
think you
we
just
have
realized you got dropped on your head and
Bro,
you're just
if
wasting
we
my
have
time.
new characters introduced, no, I think if we have new characters introduced, and it's the case that we don't have full awareness of their abilities, I don't think there has to be any establishment of their
That's
abilities
how
for it
part
to
one's
not be an
written, though.
asshole.
That's how part one is written, though. That's just not the way Kishimoto structures his story. Can we move on, please? Like
I, I
you're
just would
talking
disagree with
nonsense.
that.
Sure,
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. Next point.
Uh, I don't really think we need anything else.
Okay. Well, before we say that, do you have any problem with the gentle fist being like an assassination technique that goes through bones?
Uh, no, not really.
Okay. All right. So we can conclude then.
All right. I mean, for the first point, like, I don't really think he's faced anything there. Like to benefit his interpretation of it not being some kind of additive thing, yet some different or separate property that's being like foreshadowed in and of itself. I don't think his definition helped with that either. As for like the second point that we just went over, it was kind of it was very interesting to say the least. I mean, I said it could be in reference to some kind of AP thing, given that the narrative emphasizes fucking what is it? The narrative emphasizes the idea that Lee is the fastest, and then he gets dozens of times faster. It should follow that he's way faster and should be able to like kind of slam Neji, unless it was specifically the case, that he didn't have enough AP. And then I also tried to tie in him being like some kind of durability guy, but he kind of debunked it. I can't lie, but I didn't really need it. Um, but and then what happened was we talked about the technique or whatever after I dropped the stuff and what it entails. I was like, well, I think the technique. I don't really remember exactly how we got into the rabbit hole of the ass pull, but I'm pretty sure I was like, oh yeah, he used technique before. There's no motivation for him to use it. And then he was like, well, the motivation is how Kishimoto writes the story. And it'd be an ass pull if he didn't. And I was like, well, it doesn't really have to be an ass pull given that we don't know anything about these characters. I think it would ass pull. I think it would be an ass pull given that we do know stuff, but given that we don't, it's not.
Alright,
That's
so
pretty much it.
in conclusion, I scaled my character and he didn't, so I think I won. I think Neji beats up Feetless Kibimaru. I conclude. All right, good debate. Good debate, man.